Hi, Pastor Bruce here with Lunch with Larry and Lloyd. We are just so excited to be back with you talking about another article of faith. We're going to give you a brief intro in this video. We're hoping to keep it kind of short. So far it's been 12 minutes, but we're going to try to get this out to you. We're talking about original sin and personal sin. So the article of faith number 5 is sin, original and personal. And we're hopefully going to foster some discussions in your mind about how that works. We're going to talk about the article of faith in our own words very briefly. Pastor Larry's going to take care of original sin. Pastor Lloyd's going to take care of personal sin. And we'll combine those two up in the next two videos that you see, breaking this down for you, give you little thoughts of what the Church of the Nazarene believes in article number 5, sin, original and personal. So at this time, Pastor Larry, why don't you talk a little bit about original sin, what the article of faith says about that.
All right, so to begin with, the article of faith talks about original sin as man disobeyed God in Genesis chapter 3. And if you've read that, we won't go into the whole chapter, but we know that Adam was given a command. He disobeyed God, and therefore sin came into the world, and that's in our DNA. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, about original sin and how it originated in the beginning, and how selfish Adam was to disobey God. Pastor Bruce.
All right, thank you, Pastor Larry. Lloyd, if you want to take personal sin?
Yeah, Larry explained original sin, so I'll take the personal side, or what we call actual sin. Actual or personal sin is a voluntary violation of a known law of God by a morally responsible person. Now keep in mind, we're not talking about mistakes or failures or even mental issues or anything of the like. Those are innocent mistakes, and we're not comparing them to we're also not comparing them to the attitudes that are completely against Christ, those that we might call sins of the Spirit. Bottom line is, personal sin is just straight up a violation of the law of love. When Jesus was asked the two greatest commandments, he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart. And then they also said, love your neighbor as yourself. And Paul even said in Galatians, the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command, love your neighbor as yourself. So personal sin is kind of a violation of loving each other. And even more in relationship to Christ, unbelief can be considered sin. So we'll talk about that a little bit later as we go on throughout the series.
Thank you, Lloyd, for that introduction into personal sin. We're going to spend the next two videos talking a little more about original sin and personal sin. And again, just enough to give you a flavor of what the article of faith says, what our beliefs are. And that's, I think, going to be very helpful to you as you go along. You'll realize that original sin, we're going to talk a lot about what happened at the fall, a very pivotal moment in our creation story, and who we are as a people and how we live our lives now. And then that personal aspect of things is, how does it happen to me? How does it deal with me? What does it mean to me? And bridging those two things together, this concept of sin, original and personal, how those influence one another. So we invite you to come back, watch the next couple of videos to get a little more thoughts. And as usual, you got any questions, absolutely reach out to us, let us know. We're more than happy to have some more conversations with you, either in person or we can respond to you privately. However you need to do that, we're more than happy to help you. Most important above everything else, as always, is that God loves you, and so do we. So we appreciate you being here with us, spending a few moments. God bless you, and have a great rest of your day.
Can we eat now?
Yeah, he actually brought some pastries. Yeah.
Okay, we got it out there.